The Google Pixel Fold challenges Samsung directly with a thinner design and a hinge that's engineered to be more durable. You also get a wider front display that's easier to use and a stronger zoom camera, but the Fold's price is high and the bezels are large. The Google Pixel Fold is very late to the foldable phone party, but I am not complaining because there's finally some real competition for Samsung in the battle for the best foldable phones. And Google seems to be aiming right for the perceived weakness of the Galaxy Fold series with its debut device. Hate the thickness of the Galaxy Z Fold 4. The Pixel Fold is the thinnest foldable yet. Wish the front display wasn't so squished. The Fold's cover display has a wider aspect ratio. Google even claims that its hinge is the most durable out there based on its own raw tests. Alas, the Pixel Fold does not beat Samsung on price. The Pixel Fold starts at $1,800 which is exactly the same Galaxy Z Fold 4 costs. Also, the bezels on the foldable are pretty thick and the crease is pretty visible. I had a chance to go hands-on with the Pixel Fold and these are my impressions so far. The Pixel Fold's dual display both offer up to 120Hz refresh rates and look fairly bright. The 5.8-inch OLED cover display has a resolution of 2092 by 1080 pixels and is rated up to 1550 nits of peak brightness and 1200 nits with HDR content. The good news is the Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer looked immersive on the 7.8-inch display. But the crease was noticeable in certain angles, especially since we were outdoors during the hands-on session. The Pixel Fold's front is protected with Corning Gorilla Glass Victus while the inside panel uses ultra-thin glass with a protective plastic layer. The Pixel Fold packs a trio of rear cameras. There's a 48MP main sensor, a 10.8MP ultrawide camera, and a 10.8MP telephoto camera with 5x optical zoom and 20x super ray zoom. The cover display houses a 9.5MP front camera for selfies, and there's also an 8MP inner cameras for selfies and video calls. If you are not satisfied with those options, you can leverage the rear camera selfie mode and use the main 48MP sensor to snap shots by flipping the cover display out. In our short test, we can say that Google Pixel Fold's camera is better than Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. The Pixel Fold is powered by Google's Tensor G2 chip and 12GB of RAM, so you should have plenty of oomph for multitasking. There's also a 256GB of storage, although you can spring for the 512GB of version. During my hands-on time, the performance seemed fairly smooth, but I experienced a couple of bugs. For example, sometimes an app wouldn't orient properly when going from tablet mode to tent mode, but hopefully Google can work out the kinks. The Pixel Fold packs a 4727mAh battery. The good news is that this is bigger than the 4400mAh battery in the Galaxy Z Fold 4. However, Google doesn't have the best reputation for battery life, so we will see if it can somehow land on our best phone battery life list. The Pixel Fold supports 30W wired charging, which is the same as the Pixel 7 series. The device also supports QI wireless charging. Overall, I have a mixed reaction to the Pixel Fold. I love the outer display, how thin this foldable is, and the fact that Google has thought through all the ways you can use this device when it comes to optimized apps and split screen multitasking. I am also encouraged by the camera system and the 5x telephoto zoom. However, the bezels on the Pixel Fold are pretty chunky at this stage of the game and the crease could be more subtle. And while the $799 price matches the Galaxy Fold series, it is still exorbitant.